Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we live. And it was just a couple days ago where I made a video basically wondering, will the Panthers win a game after two disastrous performances to start the season? Now, I made that video before it was announced that former first overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, Bryce Young, would be heading to the bench. Andy Dalton inserted into the starting lineup. Dalton started one game for the Panthers last year, and it was probably the best passing performance by a Panthers quarterback last season. To say that Bryce Young's 1 season plus in the NFL has been a disaster would be an understatement. Well, Stephen A. Smith, this via Awful Announcing's X, rolls out the brutal statistics of the Bryce Young era in Carolina before calling him maybe the biggest bust in NFL history. And look at that second sentence. Ladies and gentlemen, JaMarcus Russell wasn't even that bad. Let's take a listen.
When he was picked number 1 overall, I didn't hear a lot of people poo-pooing that, to be fair to him. But it's been an unmitigated disaster. I want to keep y'all in mind. I want to throw some numbers out here for you, Shannon, and for you, Dom. Do you know in the last 10 games, the Carolina Panthers have led for only 10 seconds?
That is pretty incredible. 10 seconds. That's 1 second per game on average.
They've had a lead for 10 seconds over the last 10 games. I mean, that is an atrocity, okay? We're looking at Bryce Young right now. You're talking about among 32 quarterbacks with at least 250 attempts. His record is 2-16, worse than the NFL. 59.3% completion percentage, dead last. 173.4 passing yards per game. 31 of 32 quarterbacks. That's where he ranks. The only person that was worse dating back to last season is Kenny Pickett.
We know Kenny Pickett lost his job, and he's backing up Jalen Hurts now.
Last in yards per attempt, last in touchdown percentage, last in passer rating. This is what we're talking about. And he's completed just 38% of his passes in his career with 1 touchdown and 5 interceptions when under pressure. Ladies and gentlemen, JaMarcus Russell wasn't even that bad. And
that's the sentence that stings. You know, JaMarcus Russell has kind of been the flag bearer of all-time worst number 1 picks in NFL history. But Stephen A. went there.
You know how I felt about JaMarcus Russell. I mean, this is maybe the biggest bust in NFL history. These are the kind of things that are starting to be brought up now.
All right, so yes. You heard dead last. I mean, Stephen A. Smith, give him credit, brought the stats there. Maybe doesn't always, maybe sometimes goes with his emotion, but there he brought the numbers, and Bryce Young is dead last in many stats. Now, I mean, he is just 23 years old. Maybe time to, we'll see if he can get in the starting lineup again. But we see here, StatHead, comparing Bryce Young to JaMarcus Russell. Now, Russell did play more, but we see yards per attempt. Russell did better. TD to interception ratio, basically the same. Passer rating does go to Bryce Young. Slightly different era, as JaMarcus Russell was 2007 to 2009, but JaMarcus Russell was the butt of all jokes when it came to worst first overall picks. Did Bryce Young surpass him? Actually, when my channel was in its infancy, basically when I just started, I actually had a video with the worst first overall picks in the Super Bowl era. Russell was first. This guy was second. I had Kajana Carter. He was the first overall pick in the 1995 NFL Draft by the Bengals. Running back will never go first again, at least anytime soon, I should say. We see he barely put up over 1,000 rushing yards in his career, but at least he had 16 total touchdowns in his first 2 seasons. And then third, I had Steve Ettman, the first overall pick in 1992 by the Indianapolis Colts. We see for his career, Ettman just sacked the quarterback 8 times and only made 19 starts. But yeah, I would, as of now, I'd have to really think who's been worse, Bryce Young or JaMarcus Russell. Russell at least had a little bit more of a leash, 25 starts. Bryce Young has made 18. And again, just 23 years old. It's not like he's benched for eternity. Maybe he gets another chance this season, say if the Panthers don't start winning games. But thus far, yes, definitely one of the biggest busts, if not the biggest bust. Especially when you see the second overall pick, CJ Stroud, really excelling for the Houston Texans. Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.